They did some training on inhalers, and we found that when you're using an inhaler, you're supposed to shake it between each use rather than just puffing it twice. So that was quite a handy hint to pick up. We also did some on dressings, and it was nice to be able to do a practical session where we was able to feel the dressings on the skin. So we then got to know how it felt.
I think the training was excellent, completely excellent. I haven't been on training like that for a long time. I've learned so much from it, and it's just, what else can I say? It's just excellent, brilliant training, and it should be, I believe a lot more people should be able to get that training and learn what I have learned from it. I mean, I've learned about my inhalers because I suffer from asthma, and I've learned about my inhalers and the bit that you should get to it, to inhale it better and get all the effects. I've learned all that. So I'm really, really happy that I've done that.
I went for the training for COPD as well as for the skin care, and both the trainings were very good. They gave us a lot of informations, and we learned quite a lot of good tips from that, and it was more practical aspects we learned, like for day to day what we'll be doing in our while administering medicines to the residents. The one thing which was very important, which I really liked it, was the use of inhalers. Which inhaler, like we have salbutamol inhalers and the other types of inhalers. So which inhaler goes first and which goes after, and what is the reason to give it first and why we give the others after following it. All these little tips was very helpful, and now we are using the same procedures. And that is really, I feel, is helping the resident, because I had a practical experience the other day. One of my residents was very breathless, and all the staffs were telling, oh, we'll have to call the ambulance. I said, no, let us give a try. And so what happened that I started with the inhalers. I gave him the salbutamol first, and then we followed the other two. And after within 30 minutes, I could see that his breathing improved, and that helped us. And then again I repeated the inhalers, and we didn't have to call the ambulance. We could control it within our home. So this was, it saved our time, it saved our extra work, and also the resident was happy because he was getting anxious that I'll have to go to a hospital again. So these tips really helped us a lot. And I really like, and I would always look forward to attend such trainings.
And this particular training I thought was very good, very knowledgeable, told us things that we could, in a way that we could all understand, and I learned a lot from it. And the two ladies that were doing it were very, very, very good. Couldn't fault them in any way.
It was actually the best training. I've worked here at Patchwork House for 9 years, and it's the best training I've ever been to.
So the project was set up in the late end of last year with the idea of improving the knowledge base for carers in care homes who historically I think have had very little training around chronic disease management. So we set about meeting with various interested parties, finding out what we thought they wanted to know and see how that fit with what we thought they might want to know, and eventually set up 2 sessions to teach on chronic disease management. So we chose to do heart failure and diabetes, which are really big public health issues, lead to lots of admissions of people from care homes. And we also chose to deal with asthma and COPD and wound care. So those are the sessions that we've been running in. We've now run in for 3 homes, repeated each session twice, and it's generally, I think, been quite well accepted. We've had very good feedback about it. I'll let my colleague Di tell you about some of our thoughts about how it's gone.
So both Michelle and I have actually really enjoyed actually the delivery of this programme, and it's been wonderful to see how well received it's been from the carers that have attended, and so much so that in some of the homes they're asking when we're coming back again.
Well, I think the carers have actually said that a lot of the training they do is online, and so it's not face-to-face. They don't have that chance of sort of interacting and asking questions, and very often I think a lot of the teaching has gone on at the end of the session, where people have come up with very quite personal issues that they've come across, or residents that they want to discuss and things like that. And I think that sort of one-to-one teaching that you have the opportunity to do at the end has been very useful for people. It's also been very nice actually with the second group, where we've mixed the two care homes, actually to see over the session how well the staff sort of interact and get on with each other. So that's been a useful part of it, I think, as well.
I think I'd agree, Michele, that a lot now everything's going towards e-learning, but actually the benefit has been they've been learning from each other. We did exercises to look at how many years experience there was in the group, and there maybe over 100 years experience. So just highlighting to them that they have a lot of knowledge was really good.
Actually had a carer who'd had found someone collapsed in the street, and whereas before the training she said I wouldn't have gone anywhere near it, she actually went over, got someone to call an ambulance, and was involved in that. So although that's not necessarily related to their care homework, it actually, to me, suggests a real growth in confidence and ability to deal with things, which I think is going to be really useful.
And certainly sort of feedback, I think it was last week, wasn't it? People really recognising the signs and symptoms of a hypoglycemic attack, and actually acting on that, and actually doing something, having the confidence to, oh yeah, I remember they said do this. So,
and they're certainly looking at what the residents are eating more, and thinking about, I mean, the feedback today was about having started an exercise group on a more regular basis in one of the homes, so that was really positive.
I think I'm really touched by how much these carers really care about their residents, and I think we captured one lady who said, our residents aren't strangers, and I just thought that was
I think that sums a lot of it up, doesn't
that
it?
just really touches me.
Very well-meaning group of people who work very hard, and I think they deserve good training.